Guess who's back? Back again. Canonical Chronicle is back, tell a friend, and coming from our brand new studio space.
Guess who's back? Back again.
First up, Google.com are now showing the Discover newsfeed on all mobile devices. So I know being vintage is like the in thing at the moment, but when it comes to mobile devices, definitely not. Right now, if you look at the Google homepage on your phone, it literally looks like Yahoo in 1995. You may actually be wondering how they actually get those news results onto your feed. The way they say they're making the decisions about what you see is based on what you already like and what they know about your search history. I don't know about you, but I've made a couple of searches that I don't want randomly bubbling up when I'm looking for directions somewhere. So in the name of science, what I'm going to do is see what they're targeting me with right now to see if it's interesting. And because we've got a video editor on hand, he can take out anything that's not safe for work. Okay, so first up, we've got something about a plane crashing, something about Formula 1, some cricket, some football. This is a miserable newsfeed. Essentially, they're just saying, he's a bloke, show him sports. Close, but no cigar. Next up, Google Maps has introduced a follow button for all Google My Business holders. So a couple of months ago, you could actually start uploading content kind of like it's a social network, but to your Maps listing. You can add images and little updates up to 300 words at a time. So if you get something to promote or something cool you want to surface when people are Googling your business, you can do that, but inside the Maps interface itself. Now, if you look at the timing of this, they've actually killed off Google+, and a couple of weeks later, you can now randomly follow businesses on Maps. So they clearly want some sort of social thing going on, and maybe Maps is their route to business for social. Because God knows it wasn't Google+. It's not a ranking factor at the moment, but I can imagine the more followers you have, and the more people that care about your business, and more people are doing brand searches for you, the more that's going to influence rankings, especially in the map pack. Next up, in absolutely terrifying news, Google Lens is now available inside of image search results. So you know Google Lens, right? It's that incredibly terrifying AI robotic thing where you can literally take a picture of anything and it automatically knows what it is. So not only does Google know what every single entity is in text and also an image, what you can now do is take that image, put it through search, and Google will search its entire database, all of human knowledge condensed, that will understand what that image is and show you related images. That is terrifying. Now, with regards to business implementation, if you're a business owner, particularly in retail, what I'd make sure is all of your products are marked up with proper schema and really good crystal clear images so it's easy for them to understand what it is and match it to real life scenarios. And I'd also make sure that your ads guy is making sure that you've got showcase ads and shopping ads running with all of the relevant products. So if someone does take an image and push it through search, it's your product that's coming up and you're going to get the sale for it. Next up, Google Search Console is now giving us notifications if your pages are super slow. Now, I appreciate that might sound like a really small, minor update, but if you think about the client-agency relationship for a second, it's actually a massive update. Lighthouse is amazing to get you buy-in with the CTO and all the techs and all the devs on the client side, but ultimately, if I run up to the CMO and say, your critical rendering path needs to be fixed, your time to first paint is terrible, he's going to be like, what? But if you have a report from Search Console that says, hey, these pages are slow, it's affecting your rankings, and the most powerful machine known to man when it comes to data collection is having trouble crawling it because it's so slow, that's going to get you buy-in. And from there, you can make it a part of the wider organization and get it from the top down instead of trying to get the devs to canvas the CMO. Little minor fix, but when it comes to agency client comms, love it. Next up, Google has now fixed the 404 caching issue for mobile-first indexing. Let me tell you a little story. This time last month, we were taking one site that was beautiful HTML and CSS. The client comes to us with this beautiful HTML and CSS wonder and says, hey, I want to change this to a one-page React.js site with server-side rendering. Now, we're all professionals, so shouldn't be a problem. Made sure the server-side rendering was working great, done the migration, ran it through Screaming Frog and all of our 301s, finalised in a 200, great, job done, pat in the back. Until when I went to check the home page to see what Google was seeing by running it through the cache, I realised that it was a 404. Now that wasn't a problem because inside of Search Console, when you do fetch and render, boom, comes up, not an issue. But the client was like, it's 404ing in the cache, I think you broke something. Thankfully, Google have come out and said that it was just a UI issue and it was a bug. Nothing to do with your rankings, nothing to do with the impressions or clicks you're getting to the site, literally just a UI fix that's now been patched. Next up, you can now see branded analytics in your Google My Business profile. Now, one of my favourite things to do, especially at SEO conferences, is speak to Black Hat guys and ask them what they think ranking factors are. And when they ask me back what I think ranking factors are, I like to say, brand. Now, I say that partially flippantly just to get a reaction from people. However, the fact that Google is now not only taking brand into consideration for local businesses, but surfacing that in your analytics, that's got to mean something. Think about it, the more and more brand searches you get, surely that's a trust signal. So if you're a local business, now would be the time to make sure that people are Googling your brand correctly, and those numbers are going up over time, as well as generic searches for the products and services that you sell. Next up, another very small Search Console update. You can now get Search Console results inside the SERPs themselves. What do I mean by this? Essentially, well, when you Google a keyword, it will surface impressions, clicks, and average position in the SERP right next to your search result. So again, why should we care about this? Listen, we've all had clients who will go in and be furiously Googling things every single week, every single month. Oh, on Wednesday I was number 1. Oh, on Thursday I was number 3. At the weekend I was number 5, but now I'm back to number 1. What are you guys doing to my website to cause this fluctuation so much? And the answer is, well, we're not doing anything. That's just natural search patterns. So what I'd recommend is get your client's personal email registered with Search Console, so when they do that furious Googling, they get impressions, clicks, and average position. Why is this good? Well, it kind of helps the agency-client dynamic when you can take a little bit of a zoom out and start to have a more grown-up conversation about the metrics that actually matter and how search is affecting their business. That's all the news for this week. Tune in next week for another episode of Canonical Chronicle. And in the meantime, feel free to follow us on social. We'll see you later.